evening. Yes. It's like, I don't know, Thursday. No, Wednesday. I don't know, my days are like, ahead of everything. It's here. The blueprint engine for Tweety Bird. It's a 350 cubic inch small block Chevy. Supposed to be 340 horse, but we'll find out. Got it from Summit. Jim went and ordered it, and here we are. Came in tonight. I got to use my new little toy tonight, as you see. It's actually its first kind of real job. It did one little job, but that was peanuts, but 525 pounds, 5 something, I forget. But yeah, box is good shape, looks in good shape. We're gonna do a little inspection on it, and I will show you what I've been doing and show you what's in the box. So Panzer seems to like the taste of it. He's licking it. Maggie's over there smelling it. What do you guys smell? Is there like Tasmanian Rottweiler in there? Maybe? Is it Acme? No, get out of her butt. So anyway, as you see down here below, I don't know how good you can see it. I've been painting parts for Mark's 70 Chevelle. I've been working on that most of the week, painting parts, cleaning, painting, getting it ready for when his engine comes in. I think it's mid-January. So I just want everything ready to go when we get it. Just transfer everything over, put it in the car, well, we're gonna put it on the test stand and break it in first. That's the key part. So, because that other engine doesn't come broken in. That one does. That one there, literally the carburetor set, the distributor set, everything's on it. Just like the other one. My friend Damon did one for a 46 Chevy pickup. He says, literally, I dropped it in, I plugged everything in, it fired right up. Well, after you put oil on it, fired it up, didn't have touch timing light, carburetor, nothing. He said it was almost perfect, or virtually perfect. So, and I seen that thing run. It runs good. So, yeah, we're gonna inspect this along with the dogs, right? Dogs, you want to inspect what's in the box? All right. See how easy this comes apart. I literally went home, or left work, went shopping, hoping this thing wouldn't show up while I was shopping. Got home, and I went back, fed the dogs, I went back out, I waited for the truck. I said, nah, this guy ain't gonna show up. So I came home, and it wasn't 5 minutes later, I got a call from the driver. Thank God. And he was there, nobody was there, and he's like, this is coming to you? I was like, yeah, I'll be down there in 5 minutes. So he was able to offload it from this lift gate to the back of my truck with pallet jacks. That worked out good. I didn't have to drive my forklift all the way to my buddy's shop because it had to be delivered to a shop, supposedly. But that's okay. It was handled nicely. Where am I sitting? I don't want to destroy this in case there's something wrong. And maybe I might be able to use this box. Hey, let's make it a dog house. Ha ha. Ooh, it's a little small for my dogs. All right. I see a big trash bag. That's all I see. Big giant trash bag. All right. I don't want to destroy this thing because you never know. Actually a little easier to take apart than that last one we did. It was pretty mangled. Hey, turn my light back on. Thank you. Has a mind of its own. Some good shoes, what do we call them? What screws in this thing? Somewhere over here. Nope. Should be another one one over here someplace. Oh, there it goes. Never mind, there wasn't. Okay. Gotta be careful with it. Little dent in the box. Hopefully it didn't go through here and hit the valve cover. There's a busted box over here. A little bit of damage right there. If somebody stuck a fork through it. Hopefully that ain't damaged. I don't see any broken bag. I might as well. You guys can witness this as I remove it from the box that there was no damage to the plastic. So, and Puppy says he likes the taste of 2x8s, 2x10s. So, okay. Let me get you guys back up here. Puppy, what you doing? How's that box taste? How's that box taste? Oh, there's a zip tie. Well, these guys package these engines very nicely. I'll give them that. I'll give them an A+ for packaging these engines and boxing them up. Their shipping department seems to do a good job. Both these engines were very well packed. Uh-oh. We have a damaged air cleaner. All right, let me get you in here. All right, so we have a damaged air cleaner. It's crushed on the top. I'm gonna get some pictures of this. And you guys are my witness, dogs. You saw that, right, Maggie? Maggie, did you see that? Yeah, you did. All right, let me get a picture of this so I have it for warranty purposes. All right, so you know I'm not gonna. I'll let Jim handle this. I took some pictures and plus it's on the video, but nothing else seems to be damaged so far. We're gonna go through this because it always says check for damages. I better not put that there. I'll put it on my bench. Nice little air cleaner assembly. That's all that got bent. That's no big deal. Well, there's nothing else got bent. You like the taste of that lumber, don't you? Is that grade A kiln dried? What is that? A 2x8? Looks like. Okay, here's our paperwork. We got some looms for the wires. Ooh, this is hardy. That blueprint. Ooh, baby. So this is basically the same engine that I got for the Packard over on the other side of the shop. All right, doggies, you got to move. Come on, babies. Come on, out of the way. And it just doesn't have all that drive assembly on it with the AC, the serpentine, and the power steering. So we're good. All right, no broken plugs, no smashed. That's good. That's good. That looks good. Carburetor's in one piece. Where the damage on the box was, we're good here. Come on, pup. Out of the way. Come on. Stop chewing on the box. You can do that later. We're doing a condition report here. Everything looks good here. Blueprint engines. Nice covers. I like these. Aluminum heads. Very, very nice. So this carburetor has been adjusted to run on Blueprint engines dyno. We recommend adjusting your carburetor to current elevation operating needs. Nice. It's 1982. I just gave you guys 2 chewies and now you're chewing on lumber. Come on, out of the way. What's the matter, Mag? Everything looks pretty good. Yeah. I gave this 5 stars out of 5 stars. Looks good. So just the air cleaner lid is whacked. That's no big deal. I'm good. I don't know what you guys think out there, but hey, sometimes it's easier to buy than build. Unless you want to do something custom. And they do some crazy stuff there, so a lot of stuff is, you can get it custom tailored. I wonder if I can get a new dog down there. Hey, silly. What are you doing? All right, let me get a couple things moved around here. Good morning. Yes, we got some snow in Jersey for a change. I guess there's 2 inches on the ground here. We've already been out here, me and the doggies, The doggies love the snow. It's Panzer's first time seeing snow, and he just goes bananas. But it's pretty. Temperature dropped like 3 degrees. It's 32 this morning, so she's gonna be in the 20s. Tonight's supposed to be in the teens, so this will melt off a little bit in the sun. But it's gonna be nice. I'm got the stove going in the shop and cleaned off the 3 cars here and part of the truck. I'm gonna get the snow melted off this a little more, air up these tires, and this is going in. I gotta move the blueprint engine for this and start getting it ready to install in here once this snow is off here. But meanwhile, I got some equipment to unload off my pickup and put some air in the Granada tire again. That rim's leaking. So it's 52 in the shop, maybe a little more by now, but it's beautiful out here. I just love this. If I ever move south, I'm not really gonna miss this. I get enough video and pictures of this. It's beautiful. It's like postcard stuff. So beautiful. Yep, so anyway, back where it's warm. You guys are stinky. You need baths again. Hey, hello again, and it's a cold morning. As I said before, it's not so much just get almost 60 in here. Will you two be good? Come on. Hey, Santa's gonna bring you nothing for Christmas. You'll get something. You're a good girl, but you're a jerk. Oh boy. Oh, enough. For real? Stop. Go chew on the wood over there. Hey! Yeah, Santa's getting you nothing. He gets jealous when I pet her. Come here, Panzer. Panzer, come here. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Come here, come here, come here, Panzer. Maggie, go sit down. Come on. That's why he's barking at you and you get mad. Yes, I know. See? He can be a good little boy when you pet him. Yeah, as long as he gets some attention. Maggie, you get attention too. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I got my hands full here. We're going to prep this engine today. We're going to get the fuel pump off just to get it out of the way. Plus I have to get the clamshell motor mounts on this. Take the plugs out. Take the wires cap off. Put the flywheel on. And then, let me see here. I may take the carburetor off and put my lifting plate. I ordered one of those slings to pick this up with the nylon straps, but it won't be here until Friday. I want to get this thing prepped and ready to go in maybe today. I have, what do I have? I have the replacement air cleaner because the one that was on here got a dent in it. They replaced it for free. They were good with that. That was in here the next day. He's going to eat the 2x8, and Maggie's going to... Maggie, your breath. What else are we gonna do here? I just want to go over the directions on this. I gotta get this thing prepped to go in the car. Car's outside. I cleaned some of the snow off so it ain't dripping in here so bad. I'm gonna somehow get that in here myself. I'm a little short-handed today, unless I hook them to the dogs. Right, Maggie? Yes. Okay. Yes. I know. I love you too. So we'll get this thing prepped and oil in it and get it. Well, I'm gonna get a set in first. And go over the directions real good. Jim has the header gaskets and the collectors. I still haven't painted the headers yet. There's still some things to go over. That's about it. Underneath the hood's been touched up already. So I think we're good. What do you think, Maggie? Are we good? It's just a pain getting that car in here. And then we got to open the door and let all the heat out, which is not fun. But at least we're like not in Iowa where it's like -5. You know. Hey, termite, what are you doing? You like the that pine? It's pine and it's got a lot of sap in it, and he likes to chew on pieces of wood. So he spits everything out, which is crazy. They don't swallow the splinters. Even when they chew the rawhides, they're good with them. Usually, oh, they're bad. Some dogs swallow that stuff whole, some don't. And that's how they get sick. But my 2 boys were just like him and her. You know? Yeah. All right. I'm going to get back to work. Ready? You ready to get to work? Here we are. Let's get to work. Panzer. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, Panzer. All right. Plates on. Carburetor's off. Plugs are out. All the things I said on the list. And the rest is pretty self-explanatory what I'm doing. Ooh, does not want to fit. That's not good. Alright, maybe I can make it reach. Ah, yes, perfect. I didn't think it was going to reach that center hole. It's going to swing a little bit. Swing! It's going to swing. I don't know if they bolt these in there. I don't think they do. So, I guess we're going to make do with our lifting engine lift plate. Might be, oh, there's a strap on the back, but I didn't undo it. To the power, right? Yes. Save that bag. Wrap that core. I got to go back to Washington for it with it. Maybe put in that crate. It's a nice crate. I got plenty of. I got another one yet, so. Ooh, that birdie. Nice. Serial number. Dipstick on the right side. Yeah, look at that. She purdy. Alright. Let's address this a little more. Man, every time I see these things, I'm amazed on how nice these are. Let me get you guys in here. First time I really looked at one of these out of the crate, but yeah, brand new balancer. All degreed. Their own casted block. All your core plugs. Nice casting, oil. You can oil pressure. You got your thing for your Z-bar ball. Tabs here. Printed. This is their blueprint water pumps. Blueprint heads. Their own bolts. These are neat because there's only 2, 4, 6, 8 bolts that hold this intake down. No middles. This is for accessories for I believe air conditioning and stuff if you have it on there, and then the other brackets. This is their own thing. Oh, I gotta remember to get that out of there before I put it in, because that's for the oil pressure. That'll be fun to get to. I'm gonna try to stab this in here and not mess with this, because this is set from the factory, even though I will check it again. But excuse me. Yeah, I gotta pull out a couple of these, which is no big. That'll be heater. I don't know what that one will be. That'll, if I can clear this, I might be able to get the water temperature gauge in there. If not, then maybe that one. That's a little small. Well, anyway, that's later. One piece of your main seal. There's a beautiful, beautiful piece of machinery right here. So, all right, enough blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going to go clean the drool off myself and get my parts ready here to start bolting some of this stuff on. All right, so I guess their tooling was a little dull. The crankshaft flange inner hole won't fit through here, and there's some burrs in there, so it is what it is. You know, it's made in, yeah, not here. So somebody needed to check their tooling because it's starting to get a little dull. So, I don't know. I've been filing on this thing for a while. I think it's time to go get a die grinder because this is a chainsaw sharpening blade, you know. All right, here we go. And yes, yeah, Dad, I'm wearing my safety glasses. I know you'd be yelling at me if I didn't. You need them too. Now go away. Go. No. Go away. Go away, because you're going to get this in your eyes. And then you go around the other side. Almost there. Come on, kids. Out. Come on. Go away. What do you have in your mouth now? Like cardboard? Will you go away? Go play with your sister, eat a piece of cardboard, go chew on a car. Go do something. Figure out where. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go. You're being a pain. So what happened? Children. Okay. We're good. Now. Look at that. Perfect. Torque converter side. Torque converter bumps toward the converter. Once I got these ARP flywheel bolts with their assembly lubricant, we'll put them on there. And I'll try to talk over that, but it ain't gonna work. Alright, so the instructions say for the bolts, a dab of Loctite on the threads. Hello? Uh-oh, I think this might be empty. I think this is all the blue I have left. Ah! Just made a mess where it didn't need to be. So I'm gonna put some on here on the threads, and then their ARP lubricant on the back side of the head, which I'll just put on the back side of the flywheel. I think it just keeps them from galling up an inconsistent torque. And it's torqued at 85 foot-pounds. Oh boy, the last squeeze. Luckily, I already had one of these open, and I didn't have to open that giant pouch. So I'm just gonna put some on the back side of this, instead of trying to put it on the back side of a, don't eat those bolts. I know it's big, but whatever. I'm doing what they say. It's going on the back side of the bolt. There's no sense trying to put them on that little thing. Yeah, ow! Get! Don't eat the Loctite, silly. Get out of here. Go away. Go away. You are a special dog. Especially broke. You're broken. Up here, you're broken. Alright. Here we are. Tweety Bird's in. Engine is hung by the engine crane with care. And we're going to stab this in there. Yep. Yeah, it was bad, wasn't it? I'm sorry. At least I don't have to work with the hood on. So Jim was here, he gave me a hand getting the car inside. And we talked for a bit and got some things done. I appreciate that much, Jim, for you stopping by. We got her close. The transmission's jacked up. And we're trying to get her stabbed in here today. Actually, let's see what happens here. Much better without a hood. So we'll get it ready. Alright. Oh boy. What do we call it on? It's hard to tell. This is a junky casters on this thing. I need to go to Hobo Freight and pick me up some new casters and weld them on this engine puller, because this is a joke anymore. Fighting this. Of course, the floors that were poured in this room, back in the day, somebody did a half-baked job doing it, so it doesn't help any. They did it in the cold, and they floated this thing till the water came up too much, and the floor surface just fell apart. So let's make sure we got that out of the way. We're on something here. We're on something. We are on something. All right, so the motor needs to go back to get them on the clamshells. So This is how a plate, oh, there it is. The plate sometimes works against you. Oh, there we go. Sometimes the plate works against you because you can't tilt it. But if I had my sling, it'd be a little easier to fight this thing. Well, maybe not fight it, but I'll let the trans down just a hair. No. Nah, better not. Up would be good. There we go. It's a little better. Now maybe down ski. Oop, now back on the mounts again. And dang it. Back motor needs to go down and in to the bell housing, like that. I don't know if I can only see. There we go. Weight's off of it, but not enough. Let's see here. I think I'm going to need a little leverage. Oh, here we go. Look at that. She's sliding right in. I just gotta make sure the bell housing is lined up. Okay, now down with the transmission. Oh. No way. What? No way. This is way too easy. Lined up. I mean, lined up. I probably shouldn't have said that. I probably jinxed myself. But that bell housing looks awesome. It needs to come down just a hair. Nope. I think I lost it. We're close. Motor's got to come down. So, there we go. Wow. Almost a match made in heaven here. Look at that. Couldn't do that with a stick, that's for sure. Alright, let's get the weight off of this thing. Maybe we can get the motor mount bolts in. Oh, look at that. Oh, there she goes. She's on a dowel pin on the left side. Just got to get on the right side. I don't know if it is or not. Let's see if we can get one of these started. Oh my God. It's like I could have thrown it from across the room. It would have went in. How about this side? Can we get that lucky? Almost. I feel it's almost close. I get my new light over here. I couldn't do this again if I tried. I think this is the most. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. It was like throwing it from across the room. I don't think my lifetime of putting engines together, this is probably one of the easiest ones. This one's a little off, but it's dang close. Let's make sure nothing's pinched in there. It's off on this corner, this dowel pin, just a hair, but that's doable. That's not a problem, but it's almost flush together. There's got to be a catch to this. It's too easy. Too easy. All right. Okay, weight's off the engine stand. Ah. All right, so now I'm gonna go down, put this in, set this up, drop that jack out of there because it's made together. Made together. I'm going in there and throw some bolts in the bell housing. Make sure the torque converter turns free. Nothing's bound up. Make sure there's nothing pinched in there. And I think we're good. My Lord, I'm blessed. This thing went together like it did. And the motor mount bolts are in. Wow. My. All right, let me set this thing up on the lift. Oh, also, Jim says he's got 4 brand new tires for this thing. He's gonna drop them off tomorrow probably. So, all right, let's get this thing bolted back together. It looks like, oops, we moved a little bit. I'm gonna have to get a couple of jacks underneath this thing. Get some jacks under this thing because when I let it completely down, it moved a little. Transmission went down. Gee, I wonder where all the 2x4s went. Panzer, Maggie. Alright, here's a 4x4, close enough. I don't want to put this V-block, or whatever you want to call it, of this jack on the transmission pane because it's going to dent it. So I want to pick it up, keep from denting it. Have a solid surface to work with. Alright, I gotta get something under the oil pan. Now this was closer one before I let the jack out from under it. It seemed to open up again. At least it's close. At least the car's not dripping on my head anymore. One thing I don't like working on are drippy cars. That's why I don't work on cars anymore. Well, one of the reasons. That's not enough. Where are all my 2x4s? Alright, so we had this all lined up, and now it's a total train wreck, but I figured out the reason. I think the transmission mount is kind of brokey. Yep, she slipped it. Yeah, I guess now I gotta pick the trans up and move it forward somehow. That'll be interesting. All right, so here we go. We're gonna have to fight with this thing anyway. It is what it is. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Sleepyhead little Panzer. Him and his sister over there sleeping by the wood stove, keeping nice and warm. Hi, body. All right, guys. Took a little finagling with the help of my 2 jacks. I got it together. So I got 2 bell housing bolts on the top to tighten up, but I also have to replace that transmission mount. So I can set this down and do what I need to do. Anything can happen from here, because anything is possible. So we're looking good. I want to put the headers in, but I never got to paint them yet, so I got to get them cleaned up a little better. Still some oil residue on them, so let me see what we're going to do about that. All right, motor mounts are bolted in, the bell housing's done, transmission's all buttoned up. Let's see. Yeah, we're getting there. I'm gonna make heads or tails of all this wiring over here. We have a bunch of black tape and zip ties, and we're gonna fix all that mess before the cart starts up, because I don't want any issues. I don't want to make this look pretty under here. So otherwise, boy, this thing looks beautiful. Yeah, I think it looks better with all the aluminum and the black block than it does a Chevy orange. I know I'm a Chevy orange guy, but that really looks good in there. It's just like all kinds of jewelry on this engine. It's beautiful. So it's gonna go there. I guess we can, I'll leave the engine lifting plate on there. Plugs can stay out. I don't know. What else can we put on this thing? I gotta get the headers in. That's gonna hold everything up. That's gonna hold us up. Don't want to put an oil filter in because that's gonna hold the headers up. No plugs, no wires. We could stab the radiator in, but I need to get that. Maybe I can get this power steering pump on. I gotta see how this goes together first. It goes there and there. Yes. Okay. Then we'll put the power steering on. We'll be extra careful with that. Right there. And I gotta find the spacer and the brackets I have painted up. We'll go get that stuff. Let's see here. Get this carburetor bolted on. Starting on the water or the power steering pump. I got the alternator sitting on the side. I got a bunch of brackets being painted right now. They're drying. I got the 2 heater hose nipples in. Next, I got to get the throttle bracket one here. I'm just going to whittle away tonight at this, and yep, right, Maggie? We'll get something done. I do have the header gaskets for this, and I think the collector gaskets are on their way. That's about it. We'll get something done. We got 12 days off, vacation. Yeah, let's get some. All right, so more progress here. Alternator, brackets, pulley, carburetor, throttle bracket. I gotta figure out some the ball, and I gotta adjust this for wide open throttle. We're getting there. So yeah, gonna do a little more. I'm gonna take a little dinner time and go out and do some stuff with some friends, and just kind of give it a break tonight. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll resume this stuff. Hey. Yes, we have tires for Tweety Bird. It's a Hankook Kinergy ST 225 70 14s. Yes, we're going 14s. Hey, you know what? It is what it is. I agree. I like a stock looking riding car. Don't always have to be fat backs and skinny fronts and all the crazy weld wheels and whatever they got out there now. Keep it more original and OG stuff. So I got 2 more out there. I'm gonna let these warm up. It's well, it's 10 outside and it's 38 in here with the stove going. Just got out here, so we're gonna get some more accomplished today. The sun's shining, but it's cold. We gotta get some heat going in this place, which I'm working on, and these are a little too stiff to be playing games with, so I'm gonna grab the other 2 and start breaking some tires later on. Meanwhile, let's get some stuff going on that. Yesterday's donut holes on hot coffee. Thanks, Jim, for the donut holes yesterday and the coffee. Hit the spot. Today we got hot coffee in my cup from the percolator. Nothing beats percolator coffee, old stainless pot. Best tasting coffee. Forget your Keurigs, your Starbucks, and your Wawa and all them. Yeah, percolator coffee is the way to go. Best tasting coffee out there, in my opinion. But I have a little problem today. I can clean the headers, but I can't paint the headers. It's 10 out there. I'm about 12 now, and it's 40 in here. And then I got the cars. Kind of a dilemma. If I go to the front shop, then I got to heat that, and I got cars in there. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I think I maybe clean the headers, take the old rosebud or torch, stick it in the header tubes, heat the headers, take it outside, paint it real quick, bring it back in, put it by the wood stove. Or just put the headers on top of the wood stove. That might be an idea. Because right now, that's, besides the radiator and all that, that's kind of holding me up to getting a lot of stuff done on this thing. So I ain't quite motivated yet. The coffee's not working. I already had 2 cups, so it's just not working today. Just one of those things. Let me go kick this around a little bit. And it's got a few plugs in it. 1, 2, 3. Yep. so this tire here had a little issue. It needed a patch or a plug. It was nothing wrong with it otherwise. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. There ain't no plugs in it or nothing. A little flat right here, but oh wait. It's a shame because in 1997 they were brand new tires and they ain't got no miles on them. And sometimes that works too. The bead sealer wouldn't give me enough blow to seat the top bead, so sometimes if you get the back, twist the tire down, and you're careful, you push it in evenly, give them the catch. Three down, one to go. All right, we have one left side header headed in. This is a feat to get this header in today. The fun part is, how do I get it to stay there without it falling out? Usually you can't get them out. Now I can't get it to stay in. Oh, there we go. Whoa, maybe not. No, I'll do just get a bolt. I think I could reach the back bolt. So, all right, we have ourselves a nice set of Felpro round port gaskets, and let me get the. I have painted bolts for this. Yes, I did paint the header bolts. Yes, that is my. All right, I can't find them now. Put them some. Oh, here they are. Snake, they would have bit me. Yes, I did paint the header bolts with paint. Yes. And I did paint the headers. So we'll get the two N1s started, even though I just put an N1 in there from underneath, but it wasn't painted, so I can't use it. Don't try this at home, kids. All right, a little bit of an alignment issue here with the power steering brackets and this aluminum head. Now it seems that there was a little bit of a tight fit between where maybe they moved the location on this head just a skosh to where this adjustment hole is. So I'm gonna bolt this together and see if, I'm thinking this is bent. If not, we may have to grind this slot out a little bit for the adjustment. But right now I am going to run the header bolts down. I ran most of them down, but all the painted butt ones are going to get wrenched like this one. And then I'll equally tighten them from the center out as I go. This N1 here is a 9/16, or I'm sorry, 9/16 head, but a 3/8 16 bolt, which supports this adjustment bracket. And it has a spacer behind it to basically take up the space where a manifold would have been. All right, with some finagling, I got it. Turns out this upper bracket here, it's actually bent that way to get this through there. So that was a spacer, or that's supposed to be the original manifold, and this bolt's on here now. I think the geometry's off just a hair, including that being bent. But now I just got to find a belt. The pulleys are lined up nice. Word of the wise, if anybody ever gets one of these engines with their water pump, they tell you don't use a clutch fan or any spacers because it'll throw everything out of balance and blah blah blah. Well, if you put little studs in like that, watch, they bottom out very easily on the back side of this bearing and the housing, and it will jam up the pump. So I put red Loctite on them, ran them in, and I'm gonna let that harden, and I'm gonna tighten them down because we're not running a fan for now. He says it ran cool when they had it with the two electric fans. I'm a mechanical fan guy and electric, because if electric ever fails, at least you have something to back it up. But let's see what happens first. If they run good, they run good. It does have dual sensors, dual fans. I just hate to see the thing if it decided to crap out and you ain't paying attention to the gauges. You know, that's just the way I think. So I'm sure some of you out there would understand. So I guess maybe we'll stab this radiator in, I guess. Maybe the fans, or fans first, then the radiator. I don't know. Got to get that cooler hooked up and all that good stuff. So let me get on that. All right, so the radiator is in. The header's in on this side, and the plugs are in. As for that power steering belt, that was just goes too short. Even with the adjustment all the way down, I had trouble getting it off of there, so I think I might have to go a quarter to a half, probably a half-inch longer belt. I think that thing might have been forced on there at one point. But yeah, I think that's the wrong length belt. So we'll pick another belt up for that. We're gonna put the shroud and the fans in next and rewire all that, put all that in and make sure that's correct. And the other header, the paint should be drying on that, and we'll get the other side in too. We're getting there. Countdown continues. Several hours later. All right, so we'll start by this. Tweety's got new sneakers. 4 new sneakers. All right. Radiators in, shrouds in, fans, I just got to hook up the wires. Transcore's hooked up, headers in, plugs in. Right now I'm fighting this header. I'm fighting this header right now. I had trouble getting it out, was this very back bolt. And the header is hitting something, and I think maybe the head the head angle, or is it just a little different from the factory? It could sit up higher, sit lower, sit over to the other side, just moving the motor mount, undoing the thing. It's hitting something down in the frame. I don't know what, but I got the front one in, the second one in, and the rest are no bueno. I cannot get them in there. I'm even using these 5/16 header bolts to get in there because these are a little too fat. I've even machined down one of the washers heads on these things, and yeah, my fingers hurt, my shoulder's killing me. I need a break. I'm gonna go get some dinner. I'm gonna go relax, maybe even take a nap and come back out here tonight. Hoses are on. I gotta pull that fuel pump and reclock that. Gotta get the belts on it. Torque converter's gotta be hooked up. I have the collector gaskets, they did come in. I have the antifreeze. I can put the plugs in once this header's done. This header is kicking my arse. It is kicking my arse, seriously. And I'm getting a little annoyed now. When that happens, I gotta walk away. Just gotta walk away, come back later. So that's what I'm gonna go do, and I will talk at you guys later, and hopefully things are going better then. So see you in a bit. Little elves at Speedway. They got me, finally, moving up in the world. You know, a lot of you YouTubers inspire me to do a lot of different things and try different products, and I haven't done any sponsor stuff yet, but I don't know. I don't think, like, the stuff that comes across my emails, I don't think I trust, because it's just, and another YouTuber, usually I talk to them and say, hey, you know, do you trust this person to sponsor their product? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it junk? You know, what do you think? You've been doing this forever. Like Chris, I'll ask him, or, you know, I'll say, hey, what do you think of this? You know, watch, that's, you know, this, that's no good, or that's good if you want to try it. Hey, it can't hurt. You know, it's good to have a little insight from people who know this stuff, because I'm new to this. I mean, I've been doing a little over a year. I'm still new to this in my book. I don't have the greatest editing skills. It's just me, one-man band. So anyway, ordered this. Actually, I got this, ordered this on the Amazon, which comes from Speedway, but that's fine. It was fairly cheap. It was an engine sling, because I'm tired of chains, scratching chrome, scratching everything, and just getting caught on stuff. It carries dirt. You know, it's just nasty. And I see a lot of guys using these new slings, and with the tabs that go to the exhaust ports and stuff on the LSs, things with aluminum heads. Really nice. Kind of gotta get with the times anyway. So I could have used this when I put this in the other day, but I knew it wasn't going to show up, so I managed to do what I did. So yeah, it's a nice little aluminum piece here. It looks like some nice straps. It's good for, I forget what it was good for, 1,200 pounds? I don't plan on picking up a Cummins turbo diesel. Maybe. Nah, I'll use chains on that, just in case. Because I do have a swap I want to do sooner or later. So I gave up on this yesterday. My back was bothering me, my shoulder. I'm trying to get this one header in. That last bolt will not line up. It's hitting the frame. It's hitting something down there, and I got to find out today because I'm sure the engine, the mounts, all the dimensions from top to bottom are way different than what was in here. So it kind of throws the header off. Maybe it's closer to the frame on one side, or maybe the port is on a different angle. Just by a few degrees, all it takes. Because I could start the front bolt, but the back bolt won't line up and it's on an angle. The other bolt's like this, the other one's on an angle from front to back. And I feel it hitting something down there on the frame, even though it didn't before. But like I said, there's differences, I'm sure, between what was in here and what this is. So I'm going to fight that a little bit today when I feel up to it. I'm going to go get maybe 3 more cups of coffee. I've already had 2. Because I have a whole pot brewing in the house. I get that header in here and it's all downhill from there. So I'm still waiting on the waiting on the 10W40 30, whatever is being shipped here, Valvoline VR, whatever they recommended. And that's about it. And I just got to go over everything, put the cap on the wires, all that good stuff, return springs, and then I can put some juice in the thing and build some oil pressure, put power to it. But I got to fix all that wiring, so maybe a day or two, you know, especially now, you know, Christmas is here. Though that don't stop me in the garage, because I could be out here till 1, 2 in the morning Christmas Eve. Hey, I remember restoring cars in my front shop when I built my gasser. I was there 2 in the morning Christmas Day, Eve, whatever, working on a car, radio going, heater on, and I don't let anything stop me. You know, I do my thing and then I go revert to my garage. Yeah. So people say, you don't go anywhere. Why do I have to? So, all right, so I want to put this together for now, just kind of hang it on the wall somewhere until we're ready to use it, because the next job is probably Brother Mark's engine when that comes in, and that one goes out. The other one's going to be on a pallet, so we'll use it on Brother Mark's. This will be the first for his, and then we got to do the motor in the Betsky, and then the motor in the Packard. So, all right, let me put some stuff weighing. Get a little warmer in here. It's still like 50. It was 38 in here this morning, and I just got the stove going a little bit ago, so it was 5 here last night, 5 degrees, and it's just starting to warm up a little in here. So it takes a lot to get this concrete and steel back up to temperature. Right, Panzer? You don't look too unhappy. All right, guys, see you in a bit. All right, there you are. Look at that. Now I feel like one of the big boys. Whoa, look at that. Professional engine puller. Nice. Cool. Woo! Finally got the last bolt in that some gun. I'm gonna do my happy dance. Yeah, hours trying to get those back bolt in. I can't, this thing's in the way. If I could chop that out, I would, or move it out of the way. Can't get it from underneath. The header was not hitting anything underneath the car. It's just operator error. So what I did was took all the bolts back out, put the second to last bolt in, and then did the last bolt. The last bolt you can get up your fingers. Once I got it started, good old little forward reverse Harbor Freight gun, go in there and bam, it was in. So now we can install our gasket and start tightening this thing down and continue on. I got one more. I got to remove one bolt, my pilot bolt, out of here, and we can put the gasket in. Woo! Yep, this is great. Like Tony the Tiger says, it's great. There we go. One header bolt, one header gasket. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. Just can't hide it. All right. So we're going to put that one there. I'm going to put a couple of those 5/16 header bolt heads in there. Those got little tiny heads on them, like that, compared to the 7/16 headed one. And they're for clearance. In fact, those, I don't want to waste these. So what I'm going to do put the bigger ones in there and save the smaller ones for little jam up jobs like that where you can't get in there with something. So I am short one. One fell on the floor somewhere. I have to find it. Alright, so now I gotta remove this fuel pump so I can clock this. Now this is your outlet to your carburetor. That needs to be over here. The inlet for the carburetor is right there. So I need to move this over. So what I might do here. Alright, so this is your outlet. And your inlet, oops, hold on a second here. Stuff falling on my arm over here. And this one is here. That's your inlet from your tank. So I'm going to put this probably over here, I'm going to say, the outlet. And then I'll put the inlet right here, and this will go bloop, like that. So I'm probably going to have to go over to Greg's at Speed Sellers for a, looks like it's either a half or 3/8 by, looks like a nipple. I might have that. If not, well, I got to pick up rings anyway for a small block I'm doing, and also my radiator came in for my 72, so I need to do a little shopping over there. So yeah. All right, so let me get this thing apart and clock this thing. All right. So I'm gonna carefully, gently clamp that in. Usually this thing doesn't hold anyway. I need a screw gun. Of course, all my bits. Ah, here it is. And a battery. All my batteries are on charge, so bear with me. Nope. Doesn't seem like it's long enough. This is kind of the first time I've ever had to clock one of these. Been around it, seen it, never had to do it. So this ought to be interesting. Alright, so there is fuel in it. We got little valves in there. So what I'm going to do is put that right there. And I'm going to, where this was, is there. I want to move this here, like that. So, no, right there. Let's see. I think I want to go to the next one. I think that might actually work the best. We can always take it apart again. Let's try that. Now, the fun part is pushing this down and getting the screw started. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be working against a spring. So we're going to do 2 screws across from each other. Make sure they go through the diaphragm and into the housing. And we're going to tighten them, push this down and tighten a little at a time. Because we don't want to strip these out or twist anything up. Come on, magnetic bit. Alright, so that pulled it down just a hair. And we'll do the same with the other ones, but we won't tighten them all down. And when you do it, crisscross pattern. And what I'll do is I'll tighten these by hand. I won't use the gun to tighten them. Now, get my screwdriver, and I'll hand tighten them. It's going hand tight for now. Going a star formation. A farm nation. Yeah, farm nation. And the rubber gasket does smush out the sides a little bit, because that's a diaphragm. And then I'll just go around and just snug them one last time. because you don't want these things coming loose while you're going down the road, because it will chuck fuel everywhere and burn your stuff to the ground. So I think that might, no, you know what? Dang it. It's not going to work with this. I kind of wanted this here because the line goes like this and loops in. I could clock this. Because now that AN fitting is going to hit right here. So I might have to go back one hole, which will put it here. I don't know. We can try. Let me try it. Just gonna snug them in and do them by hand. Well, hello there, Mr. Panzer Man Sleepyhead. What are you doing? What's the Panzer Man doing? Huh? What are you doing? Were you sleeping? You were sleeping. It's nice and warm over there. I can't get this shop up to 60, barely. It's so cold in here. So. Beautiful. All right, let me see, get my light set up here. I like this new light. Get them at Harbor Freight. Really nice lights. And the battery lasts pretty long, and they're rechargeable, which is nice. Hey, you know, it's cold out there. When life gives you cold weather, get ice cubes. What's a rum and coke without ice cubes? Alright, so I'm gonna screw the rest of the plugs in this thing. Now the headers are in. I guess we'll get the cap and wires on this thing. And what else we gotta do to this thing? Fuel line, inlet, and oh, some vacuum lines. And I gotta run a hot wire to the choke. And fix that wiring. So we're not too far off. I'll have to pick up some fuel and get the tank, get 5 gallons of the tank of some super. I should fire this. Yeah, I'll fire it up on super. Starter time. This light's bright. Holy Lord. Alright. Let's see how this is gonna go. Looks like the automatic transmission line's gonna make things a little difficult. Alright. Okay. That's not good. I'm going to have to get a ratchet here, an extension, and a 9/16 socket. Try to do this. Hopefully it don't fall on my head. I can't really see anything in here. Can't see a dang thing in here. Keep hitting a button on the light. Can't see the holes in the block, and then the light keeps blinding me. So what I'm going to do is try to stuff one of these things in here. I think that's the hole. Looks close. I think it's going. Yep, it's going. All right. All right. Well, we're gonna have a little clearance issue there. All right. Go get a swivel and get in here because the header tube's in the way. All right. Collectors are in, gaskets are in, converter bolted up. Had to use a lot of shim between the converter and the flywheel. Oh, what'd you do? Steal his rubber toy? They're chewing on a piece of heater hose. That seems to be the new toy today. So we're clocked here. Let's thought it worked good. If I get a nipple on that, we're good. That should work. Unfortunately I had to. Why is that power steering leaking? Oh, it's leaking as we speak. Let's check the hoses on that. Something's leaking, or the housing's leaking. That's interesting. And I gotta get belts on this thing. I think we're done under here except for wiring the starter. I can do that, but I gotta go through that wiring. So, hey, will you kids stop? Remember, I can call Santa up and tell him that, yeah, just don't stop. Keep on going. Hey, you hear me? Maggie, be good. Kids. All right, so let me put this thing back on the ground and we'll go on the top. All right, I just kind of got a little dilemma here. I don't see, I got a port for your PCV valve, but I don't have anything for the power breakolator here. I mean, you got that there, but that, I mean, that fitting ain't too small, and that's for your, what you call it? Transmission modulation. Maybe I need to change that fitting. Oh no, if I gotta change that fitting, the carburetor's gotta come off, because once I rotate it, it's gonna hit there. All right, wow. This is not good. Is there any other fitting holes on this thing? I think the older ones had. No, wow. They did away with, they used to have on one of the sides, or well, maybe that was the back. Another one, I guess the older ones, they had a big fitting out the side for PCV or power brakes, but, oh wait, here's one under the front. Maybe I can use that. It's a pretty big one under there. But that's too long to go to the brake, so maybe I can go to the PCV valve with that. Has anybody ever teed a PCV valve and a power brake unit? It needs its own system. That's a dilemma. Let me find some return springs for this, because this is no good when it's stuck wide open while it's running. That could be a big issue. Dang that light. I don't know whether you guys can see this or not, but it goes in the back here. It's an 1/8 inch pipe thread. I wanted the extension on this with a piece of 1/8 inch pipe where I can actually plug in the factory oil light, because you know the deal. I already explained this on one of my other videos, but I'll say it again. You will see a light come on before you will see a gauge sitting on 0. I mean, unless you're blind or don't even look at your dash, and you know, that's why it's my way of thinking. So, matter of fact, holy, look at this. Hold on, wait a minute, let me get you in here. So as we were talking about that, here's the blue wire and the plug for the original. Oh, well, that goes that, the end of that. That was for the oil pressure sender. That is for the temperature gauge. That original one, or temperature lights actually, that went into the side of the head, which they're null and void now, but if I can find that one, if I could find that T, I need to go find one. If not, I'll buy one. But it's an 1/8 inch, it's like, I call it a tree, but it's an 1/8 inch pipe that comes up, and it has 2 female 1/8 inch outlets, and I would put that fitting in there and put the oil pressure sending unit in there, and this way both function like they should. But now the end of that broke off. I'll just have to change the end. And also, since this isn't going to fit nowhere, and it ain't going to fit under in there with this in the way, I think we might go to electric gauges and go into here. I wish they made them, this is what, 3/8 or 1/2 inch? It needs to be, that's 3/8 I think. I don't know, pipe thread screws me up, but that needs to be that size or something like that. So for now, we're just gonna put that fitting in the back until I find that, what I call tree, and we'll do that, because I'm gonna get this thing wired up. Oh yeah, nice and warm in here. The kids are loving it. Got some Christmas music on. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope everybody's Christmas is good. Look at that. It's a balmy 70 degrees, 69 degrees in here. Yep. And I'm in here doing stuff. I was doing some things on this. I didn't put it on here. I didn't want to bore you. It was just like little go over stuff. I put oil in. Jim dropped me off the oil, the VR1, a transmission mount, and a belt, and antifreeze. I filled up the radiator. I'm checking for leaks. I wired the starter. It's hooked up. The battery's in it. I have a power steering leak. The little nipple that's soldered into the back of the pump is not soldered anymore, or has a hole in it, so it seems to want to puke out. So he picked me up a battery, and I'm just going over checking it, and making a list and checking it twice, you know, that kind of thing. I guess that's about it. We're gonna get ready to fire this thing up. I'm hoping today. I don't know. Let's get this thing back on the ground. All right, so the only thing I haven't done was power up the distributor, because I want to crank this thing over and get oil pressure in this thing. The antifreeze is in it, and I picked me up one of these, where is it? These antifreeze fill funnels with all the adapters. Man, that thing is neat. I think I spilled a couple of drops. That was it. That was very neat, little piece. Trying to think, our return springs on it. I gotta check wide open throttle later on, but not this minute. I got it. The belt he sent me is still too short, so I need to get a longer belt. I have a vacuum issue here with, I don't know where I'm gonna put this booster, because there's no fitting for this. I don't know what to do with this right now at this point. Maybe, I don't know if that valve cover has a baffle in it. If I put the PCV valve over here, is there a baffle in there? Oh yeah, there is a baffle in there. So maybe I can, let me see, put the PCV valve here and put the power brake unit back there. I don't know. It might be my only thing. I can't tee those together because one or the other is going to suffer, and it's going to be the power brake booster and your brakes. We're all clocked good down here. I didn't put any fuel in it. He also brought me some fuel. I also have to hook up, make sure this has got power to the, this is, I believe, the choke. Somebody pulled off the AC, I guess, something. That's supposed to go to the choke. I haven't hooked up the battery yet. I want to run a couple of checks, see what has power and what doesn't, which one's a tachometer. But I really want to get oil pressure in this thing next, so I think that's where I'm at. My checklist seems pretty clean. I think we're almost ready. Alright, so I guess I'm going to hook up the negative cable. Give this some power. Let's make sure nothing's arcing when I hook it up. So we're good there, nothing's on. The key's out of the ignition. Got the right group battery for this thing, luckily, because the one I had in here was a little too big. I have to top off the ATF. I don't know how much I lost when I emptied the cooler, plus it drained out. Alright, the fuel, there's no fuel in this thing. Power's not hooked up because they want you to crank it over until you get some oil pressure. Hopefully all this works. We'll have to see. Alright, so I hooked up the oil pressure sending unit. Let's see if this light comes on. Ah, dang it. The light don't come on. Either the light don't work or the sending unit I put on there is bad. I did hook up the oil pressure gauge, so I teed it together. Yeah. I believe this thing is in park because otherwise it wouldn't turn to start, so. Nope. It's not allowing me to start it, so I'm going to have to adjust this shifter to get this to rotate correctly because the mutual safety switch says nope. Yeah, it's neutral. It should do something. I'm gonna go underneath there and okay, easy. I'm gonna go underneath there and disconnect this transmission linkage from the trans and make sure it's in park, because if this thing decides to start or build pump pressure, it's gonna want to take off, because I don't trust that shifter or I don't trust the linkage adjustment. So let's go underneath there and disconnect it, make sure everything's safe. All right, the shifter is disconnected down there and it's pushed up. This is in park, so we are not going anywhere. So, well, hello there, Mr. Panzer and hi. Oh no, Miss Maggie and Mr. Panzer. Oh, really? Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. All right, kids. You have to. Daddy's got work to do. Yes. What are you doing? Santa treated you good? Yeah. You guys got good num-nums, huh? Got all kinds of toys and num-nums, yeah? And you got to hang with Daddy all week, huh? All right, let's crank this over and see if we can get some oil pressure. There we go. We got oil pressure. 40. 50, 55. Okay, good deal. Let me take a peek underneath there and make sure there's no leaks. All right, I'm gonna crank her a little more. Looks good under there so far. All right, so make sure there's ample amount of oil pressure up in this thing. All right, I'm happy with that. Yep, I am very happy with that. Are you two happy with that? Yes, you're happy with that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's my kids. Wait, no, come on. You gotta get out. I have to get out. You gotta get out. Oh, come on. Get down. All right. I guess we're at the time where I gotta check for the wire for power to the distributor. Right, kids? Come on, Panzer, out of there. Because I'm not sure which one's which. And there's a tack wire. I believe it's either this one or this one. I don't know which one's which here. One's a tack, or you know what? I think this one's the tack. Blue wire. I believe that's gonna be it, but I'll put a test light on it anyway. And let me go get some tools. All right, for the time being, I'm gonna put this nut driver here to hold this open because I don't have the electric choke adjusted or hooked up yet, because there's a power wire over there. I have to clean all that up. I'm going to put some fuel down its throat and fill up the bowl. This way this thing lights right off. Hopefully it won't spill none. Wet this thing's whistle for a few seconds here. It seems to be all right. Put a little splash in there. Let's do this, man. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Contact. Woo! Look at you. All right. Gonna have to pump the throttle a little bit. Check for leaks real quick. All right, we're back up in the air. I do have a power steering leak. The soldered in elbow into the back of the reman pump is leaking. And I have a fuel leak from one of the old rubber lines feeding the fuel pump. But everything else looks good. We got lucky with the fuel tank not having any trash in it, thanks to that bore scope that I got. That thing is awesome. So if that's all we got, that's amazing. We have to check the ATF fluid. I only ran it for, I don't know, maybe a minute. Still got to check the water level and stabilize it. And I do not have a temperature gauge in this thing, and I don't want to get it going. I do have a thermal gun here. Where did I do with it? It's around here someplace. Here it is. I do have one of these, but I'd rather know the internal temperature of it. So, all right, so I'm gonna fix a few things, and I think I'm gonna call this video. It's getting a little lengthy. I will come back to this. I'm gonna post this up probably either Thursday or Friday. We'll see what happens here. I'm gonna go out and do some visiting, enjoy the rest of my day. Not that I didn't enjoy working on my cars. Love that all the time. But it's time to go spend some time with friends. Yeah. So, thank you guys for subscribing. And thank you for a wonderful 2024. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Well, it ain't the New Year yet, but it'll be there soon before you know it. Excuse my appearance. Yeah. Thank you guys very much from the bottom of my heart for subscribing, for the comments, for watching. You know, it means a lot to me, you know that, and it keeps me going. You know, I love doing this. This is I never thought it would get to this level. You know, I love to enjoy. I enjoy sharing this with you guys and meeting other YouTubers and other people. You know, people who watch the channel. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time.